Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fellow YouTubers. Welcome to another edition of Air Sky Ridley's video blog, also known as Krabby McCoffee. I'm your host, Krabby McCoffee, also known as Air Sky Ridley. If you're new to the channel, hit the like, subscribe, thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. If you're a comer backer, welcome. So, a lot of people have emailed me asking me, what is this Tildor guy talking about? The Black Swan is getting ready to lift off. Derivative implosion is on the horizon. When the monster goes down, it will curl your toenails. Keep your head on a swivel and prep like you have a pair. He's telling the truth. You see, I had to sit and watch a couple movies tonight. Tildor is probably going to be like, movies? You watch movies? Yes, I watched one called Broken Trail. Love that movie. It's about Chinese girls that are captured from China, sent over to San Francisco, sold into slavery, and then some cowboys or horsemen, get them back on the right track while they're running Mustangs up in Wyoming. The other movie I watched was Wyatt Earp. Now, you guys are sitting there thinking to me, why would I watch Westerns and think? Well, think of it. Back in the day, we had horse and buggy. Curl your toenails. Well, at first, I thought, oh, yes, Tildor's saying the banking collapse is going to happen, yada, yada, yada. That could still happen. But stock market went up 300 points today, so I don't think it's the stock market we're talking about, because the Dow Jones and NASDAQ went up. So today I went up 327 points. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, I went up 327 points, whoop, whoop. Now, for some of you wondering, what is a Black Swan event? Well, it's not the banking collapse. Black Swan means a rare event. The rarest of the rarest events. A Black Swan is very rare in this country. When a swan's born, it's usually white. But when you get a Black Swan, be very, very wary. By the way, school's in session. What does that mean exactly for us preppers? Well, if you go to the news article, right? Tildor is saying the Black Swan is about to fly. Well, think of it. Tomorrow is what? Tuesday, right? Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, have YouTube flag me for miscommunications, but I want to tell you exactly what I'm thinking, okay? Before you guys sit there and say, oh, but Rita, you see, could be Black Swan means it could be Donald Trump being indicted tomorrow. A lot of people are talking about that being a Black Swan because it's rare a U.S. president's ever been indicted, or a former U.S. president. Personally, I can give two craps. Or it could be something that's more important than anything. You see, Finland's going to be inducted into NATO. So, So Finland, and then I believe Denmark, or, another one. So, so all Moldova. So that could be a Black Swan too. Remember, Putin said, and I quote, if other countries on our border joins NATO, I will basically have to take unilateral action, which he's talking about nuclear war. So what's happened? Finland's joining, then other countries are joining. Eventually, the European bloc is going to be filled with NATO members, leaving Russia to hold the bag, being like, why? Think about it. And all you got North Korea rattling its saber, going, oh, yeah, South Korea wants to go to war with America, with America's help to take us down. So he's firing test missiles. Then you have the rest. Then you have the rest. You see, as a prepper, you got to ask yourself, what are these? What are these attacks? These attacks aren't good. These attacks are pretty crappy, right? You got that, the NATO thing. Russia supposedly losing to Ukraine, Putin threatening nukes. Supposedly Putin putting nukes in Belarus, also known as Belarusia, White Russia. And then you have the banking collapse, which doesn't look like it's going to happen, and we're going to have unless China interferes and does a EMP to protect Russia, which I don't think China would protect Russia or North Korea or Iran. But if they did, the entire global network of satellites, power grids, and everything would be wiped out. We wouldn't even be able to make weapons of war. You see? The thing is an EMP could happen. Higgins is always, we're gonna better buy some Faraday bags, Higgins, so you can have your radio protected. Yeah, your radio protected. So, but anyways, I still gotta do a few things tonight. I still gotta pay Higgins. The electric bill's got to be paid. The internet's been paid. The rent's been paid. So, woo. So, Higgins will get his money. I got to order some books and some other stuff. But tonight, we're here to talk about a few odds and ends. Now, I like a good movie like The Next Person. I really do. Fortunately, as a prepper, you got to ask yourself, are you prepped for nuclear war? Because it looks like Tildor, who a lot of people call a complete dillwad, because emails I got is he's being unclear what a black swan is. So what is a black swan? Well, from my point of view, it's a very super mega once in 100, maybe 200 year event, maybe even 500 year or 1,000 year. But we've had a banking collapse in 1929. We're due for one of those. We dropped the nuclear bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, or Hiroshima and Nagasaki. We've tested bombs all over the place, and yet now we as in people need to ask ourselves. And Higgins, I said 2 1-liter bottles, not 2 2-liter bottles, 2 1-liter bottles. See, 1 liters. Why am I drinking 1 liters? Well, Chloe got me, and it's helping my tum-tum. Need to say my medications is done and my food's in me tonight. I had me some solid food, so hopefully it stays down. But back to our thing. What is a black swan? Well, think about it. We still got an EMP, a nuclear blast. Europe being toasted first from nukes. I mean, literally. You got to also ask yourself, what would happen if other allies of Russia nuked us? We'd fire back, nuke them all. The country would be radiated for probably 1,000 years. And then when it all died down, we'd be in a cave for 900 years plus. So we'd become cave-dwelling humans. But the truth, is this what we have to worry about? Possibly. But there's only so many factors that can go into a black swan situation. 1, nuclear war. Think about it. NATO is going to be inducting 1 to 4 new countries soon. That's going to piss Russia off. That could trigger it. The black swan about to fly. Or what did Tildor say? Take off? Getting ready to lift off. Yeah. Second, the banking collapse. People are like, oh, the banking collapse is great. Yeah. What if it keeps going up and 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 up? And we know it's not banking collapse because people email me and they ask me, what is it, banking collapse or something else? I can't tell you. I don't know. I will tell you that it more likely is going to be nuclear or something else. You got all these preppers that are like, the banking collapse is going to happen. I don't think so. I'm thinking more likely it's going to either be on the cusp of nuclear or an EMP blast, which Higgins is like, oh, well, that means we get an EMP, everything's wiped out. Bank systems wiped out, power grids wiped out, radios were wiped out, TVs wiped out, computers wiped out, everything wiped out. You wouldn't even have a record of who owned what. Think about it. So, ask yourself, what do you think it is? I'm going to do a poll real quick on my own page, my channel. I'm going to go into my channel and I'm going to do a poll. I'm going to say, what is a year? What do you? Okay, so bare bone preppers list clearly is what shall be more prepping. Let's see. Didn't we have banking on? All right. So. Event is text poll 1 banking failures, worldwide banking failures. Hold on, worldwide banking failures. 2 nuclear war attack winter. 3 civil war. I'm throwing that in there. 4 a EMP attack. There you go. Let's just capitalize this just because. A EMP attack. There you go. So a new post came out. So yeah. So anyways, there you go, peeps. All done, right? So you got to ask yourself. People that email me, what is this Tildor talking about? Could be a nuclear war because think of it. Finland's going to join NATO. Then Moldova. And then other countries. I heard a couple other countries want to join, and I was going to piss off Putin. Well, that could be the trigger of nuclear war, which would be a black swan when the missiles start firing. So I beg you to take some time to think about it. Post in my comment. Post on my poll. What do you think a black swan event is, in your opinion? Leave it in the comments too. Do you think it's nuclear war? Do you think it's a banking collapse? It looks like the banking collapse ain't going to happen. The only way the banking collapse is going to fall with the nuclear attack is if the entire country's banking system goes down, which could happen. The third is civil war because of tomorrow. People are like, oh, we're going to have civil war because of the indictment. Doesn't mean anything, okay? It's just a political stunt, but that's just my opinion. Higgins knows and everyone else knows, and Mama Pee Wee knows not to rile the polar bear when it comes to. That leaves the other two. Civil War, I give it 2% chance. A EMP attack, I give it maybe a 10% chance. Nuclear attack, I give it maybe a 97% chance, if you were on 96, something like that. So if you break it down, Nuclear is more highly likely, but it could also be prevented for certain things, you know. Derivative implosion is on the horizon. Implosion means imploding within. When the monster goes down, when this monster goes down, it will curl your toenails. Most likely either nuclear war due to the nuclear attacks due to NATO or uh, Ukraine losing or winning, supposedly. Keep your head on a swivel and prep like you have a pair. Well, that's why I'm here to tell you to keep on prepping, peeps, because, you know, that's the thing. You got to keep on prepping. You see, if the banking collapse ain't going to happen, it'll only happen after a nuclear war. Civil war might happen after a nuclear war just because everyone's going to be scrambling to steal everyone's food. Anarchy, chaos if they're not dead from all the radiation. And that would leave just the obvious nuclear attack. Will it happen this month? I don't know. The other thing is Tildor could be talking about the banking collapse hitting because Congress, hypothetically, it's my own opinion, I'm not misinformation to anyone, could be not see, they want to control the purse strings. If they're not going to pull a budget together, then the entire country is going to lose. That means Social Security benefits will lose. That means anyone who has money is going to have no money. And then Higgins says, cash on the barrel is great. Yeah. Problem is, how many stores are going to be open with cash on the barrel? Think about it. Does anyone realize if someone walked in with $100,000 cash to buy groceries and they filled the shopping cart out, that their groceries are going to be stolen from the first person they wheel out to get to their car, armed or unarmed? They could have a lynch mob waiting to take their food. Think about it. Is going to a grocery store at that time after something happens and the stores are still open accepting cash? No. There's going to be too many people hanging people. For example, anyone carrying a boatload of cash, it won't do them any good. It's worthless paper. They could raise the inflation rate up $100 for a gallon of milk, or $5 a gallon of milk, or $10 or $20 or $50 or $100. Eventually, the American people are going to realize that the black swan could be various choices. Think about it. That's all I want to say. In the meantime, it's getting late again. I'm still sick, so I don't want to be here too long, but I wanted to address this issue because people are kind of getting paranoid. I would recommend, um, you know, looking at, in your opinion, in your heart, what the black swan is. I would personally prep for all situations. Potassium iodide in food, water, because when it happens, Chloe's hoping it happens by the end of the month so she gets to stay here, you know. She's hoping a nuclear attack happens and then everyone counterattacks and then, well, then how do you evict someone when there is no government agencies, no government oversight? So you evict because of no money. But how does the owners do if they're all dead because they got radioactive poisoning, or they didn't believe this, or they believe the government was going to bail them out? Could be chaos and anarchy. So my point is, better be prepared for nuclear war. Better be prepared for an EMP attack. Better be prepared for the banking collapse that follows, because money is not going to be worth anything. You won't be able to take $10,000 to the grocery store. Grocery stores more likely won't be around. This is why we're prepping. If you can prep for a week, you can prep for a month, you can prep for a year, and then you can prep for 5 years and 10 years. But do you have the time? Time's getting short. And frankly, I'm getting tired of watching and waiting. But Tildor always throws a bone when it comes to information. So, Tildor, if you're watching this, I want to know the black swan. You say it's getting ready to lift off. You said that a while ago, but it's preparing to spread its wings, is what you said, and fly. What is it? Nuclear attack? Come on, throw us a bone here. Nuclear attack? Banking collapse? Another Great Depression? Civil War? Donald Trump being indicted? What? What is the black swan in your opinion, Tildor? My opinion is it seems more likely it's going to be nuclear war because of Putin threatening. In the meantime, I should take some pills. I am running a fever, by the way. Fever reducer. There. As a prepper, you need to prep for all situations. There you go. So, think about it. I got a movie to watch, so I will be back later. I hope to see some comments from Tildor and others. And yes, I'm very sick. I think I might got the newest variant of the coronavirus. So, anywho, please add and subscribe. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestion, hit the like, subscribe buttons. Give thumbs up. Just keep the comments nice, all we ask. Thank you, and God bless you in everything you do.